What's going on, you guys? This your boy Tim. All right, man. So shout out to Joseph Parker, man. Joseph Parker stops Martin Bakole and round two. Basically, he hit him with an overhand that like grazed the top of his head, but basically, a late reaction, equilibrium uh gave out on him and he went down. He beat the count, but it looked they called off the fight. I don't know whether it was Bacole's corner or whether it was the referee. I think it was premature, but at the end of the day, um, shout out to Bacole because Bacole basically took the fight pretty much on the day's notice. Basically, he had to basically get off the phone and basically head to the airport with his equipment. So he didn't have no time to spar, no time to train. At the end of the day, the fight went how I thought it would go. I just thought that Parker would just outbox him. Now, at the end of the day, this is what boxing is all about. Joseph Parker has been stopped before, but Joseph Parker has went on a tear as of late. Like he been, you know, Joseph Parker, but Joseph Parker is a good fighter. And as far as the heavyweight goes, it just goes to show you just because you get stopped or you lose doesn't mean your career is over. Um, Joseph Parker just showed that he's a live dog in any fight, and there's some fights out there for him. At the end of the day, he got the job done. He got Bakole out of there as what he was supposed to do. You know, I just said that it was a premature stoppage. I just said that. I just said that. But that's neither here or there now. It's officially in the books now. Joseph Parker has a KO win over Bakole. It's nothing that we could do about it. Now, as far as Martin Bakole go, he could say, hey, at the end of the day, if I'd had a full camp, if I'd had time to train, who knows? Because the funny part about it is it looked like Martin Bakole was on the verge of possibly stopping Joseph Parker because some of them shots was getting to Joseph Parker. But at the end of the day, Joseph Parker timed him and he timed him. He landed that shot and he got him up out of there. So, it's a win. It's a decent win for Joseph Parker because a lot of people didn't want to get in the ring with Bakole. So now it's a win-win situation for both these men. The people that were ducking Bakole, they're going to say, okay, well, if he could be knocked out, then, maybe I could get in the ring with him. Okay. And then for Joseph Parker, Joseph Parker got action at some big fights. Now he can, depending on what happened with Usyk, he can get a Usyk shot. Who knows? Dubois, all those guys are options. Hell, even a rematch with Wilder, depending on what happens. So, it is what it is. Martin Bakole, I'm not using this as an excuse, but at the same time, you have to be logical. Did you think Bakole? Listen, Bakole literally had to basically grab his equipment and head to the airport. He didn't have any time to spar. He didn't have time to, he didn't have time to, really train. And at the end of the day, it's a payday for him. That's why he's smiling because he thinking to himself, okay, he got me, but now the people that was ducking me, now maybe they'll sign a contract. That's how boxing works. So, it isn't the worst thing in the world. Like losing ain't always the end for you. It just depends on where you are. So, like I said, I knew people online. I already was gonna start hating on Shakur Stevenson. He went 9 rounds with the electrician and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? Tank went 12 rounds with Gamboa, past his prime Gamboa. So, at the end of the day, he was losing to a guy in Leo Santa Cruz. You can make an argument he was losing to Leo Santa Cruz, or it was a very competitive, up for grabs fight, until he got the stoppage. So, I don't want to hear that. If that's the case, then tell Tank to sign a contract. You know, once again, Tank, then what's the excuse not to fight Shakur then? If he went to, but these goofy tank sack huggers, they gonna make excuses. They're gonna say Shakur doesn't deserve a fight. In reality, that's fear. I can tell you right now, Shakur will be up for a fight with Tank, and he'll be ready. At the end of the day, he fought a dude on pretty much 2 days' notice that he wasn't familiar with. Like I said, you train different for each opponent. And Shakur probably didn't even have enough time to look at tape. He was training for Floyd Schofield. But at the end of the day, he got the win. He got the stoppage. But shout out to Joseph Parker, man. You know, Joseph Parker is headed towards what you call Hall of Fame status. He's got some good wins on his resume, and as far as his losses go, he's lost to champions. Who's to say that Joseph Parker can't redeem himself versus the people he lost against? So, well, that's a fact now. They're gonna have to revisit this Dubois thing again. This is fact now, because like I said, at the end of the day, it's still a good win for Joseph Parker. I've always liked Joseph Parker. I've always liked him as a fighter. One thing about the heavyweights, that's how it's supposed to be. Now I'm not gonna put these guys in the caliber of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman from the 70s, and Larry Holmes, and those type of dudes. Even Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. But at the end of the day, these dudes are fighting each other, and they making heavyweight fun again. Unfortunately, the heavyweight division suffered because of the Klitschko brothers due to just lack of personality. You just lack of personality. Not a lot of fan-friendly fights. So, but now these guys are fighting. This is what we wanted the heavyweight division to be. It's not about a dude. That's another thing that you have to understand. Fighting is not about going undefeated. You win some, you lose some. Your career shouldn't be defined by losing a fight or 2 or 3. People say Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter that ever lived. I don't know if I agree with that, but he's one of the best that I ever saw. So is guys like, and so is Roy Jones. Roy Jones is one of the greatest fighters that I ever saw. Between 21 and 30, Roy Jones Jr. damn near was unbeatable. So all-time greats lose. Sugar Ray Robinson lost. The Willie Pep, all those dudes lost. Roberto Duran lost. Sugar Ray Leonard lost. Hearns lost. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that Bakole is a bum, and I'm not gonna take away this win from Joseph Parker. At the end of the day, you fight who they put in front of you. That's who they selected to fight. Hey, first of all, you got to give Joseph Parker credit. Joseph Parker could have said, "Nah, I'm not fighting that dude." After what he did to Anderson, Joseph Parker could have easily ducked Bakole. He said, "Okay, I'll fight him." And then Bakole could have said, "Hey, I ain't had enough time to train. You basically want me up on a plane and go straight to the airport and get out of the airport of Saudi Arabia, go to the hotel and basically just, suit up and boot up and head straight to the ring." So you got to give both of these men credit. So I give both of these men credit. It's a win-win situation for both of these dudes. So let's see what happens next. But anyway, appreciate you guys being here. So let's get ready for the main event. Of course, I'm gonna come back with the, post-fight analysis. Let's get it. I'm out.